club exceeding the threshold 2 consecutive years will then see that tax raise to 30%. So look, you did it 2 years in a row. I smacked your hand last year. Now I'm going to spank your ass. Now stop it. 30% on every dollar over that $197 million threshold. So if a club does it 2 consecutive years in a row, he gets taxed. The tax was raised to 30%. I'm going to smack you in your ass. Tell you to stop. Stop doing that. Don't do that. 3 or more seasons, it comes with a 50% luxury tax. Now look, I done smacked your hand, I done smacked your ass. Now I'm going to stick my foot in your ass. Stop doing it. If a club dips under the threshold for a season, the penalty level is reset. So what I mean by that is, let's say a club plays 2 consecutive seasons over the threshold for $197 million and then drops under that threshold. The next time that team exceeds the threshold, it would go back to the 20% tax. Okay, you got it? Clubs that exceed the threshold by $20 to $40 million are also subject to a 12% surtax. Those who exceed by 40 mil or more are taxed at 42.5% rate and 45% rate if they exceed it again the following years. So it does start to get very, very costly to just spit in the eye of this luxury tax. Did you know that at the beginning of 2018, clubs that are $40 million or more above the threshold, they will have the highest selection in their Rule 4 draft moved back 10 spots. Unless that pick falls in the top 6. And if your pick falls in the top 6, that team will have its second highest selection moved back 10 spots. So if you think that these luxury tax penalties are just frivolous, they are not. They are costly. Okay, the first year, 20%. The Yankees, the Dodgers, they can deal with 20%. That, the Red Sox, that's fine. But the more you start accumulating these years, the more costly it becomes. And I think it's really interesting that if you're $40 million or more above that threshold, you're going to get your highest draft selection moved back 10 spots. This is called a salary cap, folks. Without calling it a salary cap, this is a salary cap, which I've always considered a very stupid idea if you don't at least have a salary floor. Why would you put a cap on what someone can make, but not put a floor on the lowest that they can make? I've never understood that. Again, I'm not an economics major. I'm just, I just try to look at things like a person with common sense. But I digress. Back to this Dodgers-Braves trade. Now, the Dodgers have exceeded the threshold in 2013, 2014, 2015, and 2016. They're maxed out. They can't do it again. I just gave you all the info at the penalties they'll be looking at. This would now be the 5th year in a row. They're desperate to get under that luxury tax. So they've been over the last four years, and they haven't won a World Series for it. Now look, like I said to you before, this is beginning to smell like NBA trade city, baby. And I hate the NBA trades. You see all these players going from team to team. They're not going to do anything for their teams. And that's what baseball is going to become with this economic system that's been created by this salary cap without calling it a salary cap. Because of this cap, this was not a trade for baseball reasons. This trade is strictly tricky accounting, baby. It helps the Dodgers get under that $197 million threshold, and it clears payroll space for Atlanta. It has nothing to do with... See, look. I grew up in an era where trades were simple. I trade with another guy because I feel like the player and the services that I'm obtaining are going to help my team. And you believe that the player and the services that you're obtaining are going to help your team. This trade right here, it has nothing to do with baseball. It is a fiscally motivated move for both teams. Not just the Dodgers, Atlanta too. Adrian Gonzalez, he's been outright designated for assignment. He will never play in a Braves uniform. And the truth is, I would be highly doubtful that Matt Kemp plays in the Dodgers uniform. He's going to either be traded or designated, cut, release. And this is just smelling too much like NBA drafts. Jake Robinson Sports Experience. Right here on the Let's Talk Baseball Podcast Network. And look, this isn't the first deal we've seen in this offseason where it's been about the loot. This isn't the first move that we've seen where it's just about loot. And it's not making moves to make both teams better. And let's be real. Anytime the clubs are not spending money, alarms should be going off at MLBPA headquarters. I mean, my God. Don't be fooled. This league has serious cash and wealth. This league has never been healthy fiscally. It's never been more healthy than what it is right now. But here's the thing. I'm not saying the players get into this money. The jettisoning of Giancarlo Stanton to the Boogie Down BX was a salary dump, baby. That's all it was for Miami. It was a salary dump. It had nothing to do with making the Marlins better. Starlin Castro does not make the Marlins better. It remains to be seen if the two are lower-end prospects. That's going to take 10 years. I'm sorry. I'm exaggerating. But it's going to take quite some time to get to the majors and make an impact. And look, the Marlins were sold for $1.2 billion. And 15 minutes later, the owners and Derek Jeter are trading away Ozuna, D. Gordon, and Giancarlo Stanton. And you know that Christian Yelich, Martin Prado, Ziegler, Tazawa, Dan Straley, they're not far behind. They're going to be moved at some point. The five-alarm blaze continues down here in South Beach. All those guys are going to be traded. Yelich, Prado, Ziegler. The only person that's going to be on this team when it's all said and done is JT Realmuto. Derek Jeter and his band of merry men crying poverty. After forking out $1.2 billion to buy the frickin' team. Give me a break. Salary dump. Money. Has nothing to do with making the Marlins better. It's all about money. The Yankees salary dumped Chase Headley to bring the payrolls under the threshold even after assuming a larger portion of Stanton's salary. Had nothing to do with making the Yankees better, the trade with San Diego. It's about here, take this $13 million contract off our hands so we can get under this threshold. Last year, the Dodgers were at $265.1 million. The Yankees were at $224.5 million in payroll. Jeez, man. The Dodgers have cut $68.1 million of their payroll, mostly through this trade right here. The Yankees have cut $27.5 million in their payroll. Now, look, I told you, I'm not a mathematician. I'm not an economics major, but by my math, that's not, look, add that up there, carry the one, okay, my fingers. That's $95.6 million that those two clubs right there have shaved off of their payroll. The two largest and richest market teams they're not spending on players next year. Because of the international hard cap rules, Shohei Ohtani, his signing bonus was capped. I mean, look, Ohtani was a rock star hype, right? I mean, we all heard about him last year. This guy's going to come here. He's going to dominate on the mound, in the box. He's the Japanese Steven Nebraska. And we heard it all. Well, because of these new hard cap rules, Ohtani, he was to be signed to a minor league deal no matter where he signed. He wound up taking a $2.315 million bonus from the Halos and will make the league minimum as a pre-arbitration player. The Angels control Ohtani for 6 years, like any other rook. If not for that international spending rule, Ohtani, he would have easily raked in 9 figures. Instead, there's a hard cap, and Ohtani is signed for peanuts. Money, money, money. It's all about saving money. We've seen a flurry of trades. We've seen bullpen arms valued at a premium and signed quickly. But where are the signings? Carlos Santana went to the Tribe, 3 years, $60 million. And I'm not even sure they needed a guitarist. Zach Cozart, 3 years, $38 million to the Angels. I mean, look. From where I'm sitting right now, it's December 17th. And only 2 of the top 20 free agents are signed. Teams are waiting for bargains. I mean, is it a shallow free agent market? Yeah, kinda. But we've seen 2 out of the top 20 free agents get signed so far. I mean, it's ridiculous. And this trade right here is garbage. There's a very disturbing trend going on now. A lot of NBA-like deals, and I don't like it. Now, one of the trades that did go down this week, and it was legitimate. You know, I think that there's a disturbing trend going on here. I think we need to be aware of it. So many moves made this offseason where it was about money. It wasn't even about making your team better. But one trade that was made to make the team better was Marcell Ozuna. Like I said, the fire sale continues down here in South Florida. Derek Jeter fiddles while Miami burns. The Marlins traded Marcell Ozuna to the Cards for some Red Sox prospects, Sandy Alcantara, Magneuris Sierra,